When you open a new Google Slides presentation, this is what you will see. Notice how there are 3 columns. On the far left is where you will be able to see all of the individual slides you create. Think of this column as a mini preview of all the slides in your presentation. Right now, there's only 1 slide, but as you start adding more, you can use this column to quickly scroll through them to jump to specific slides. In the middle is your workspace. This section will only show 1 slide at a time and allow you to be able to edit that specific slide. On the far right is a column that can change depending on the function you want. Currently, it is showing you different presentation themes you can select from, but other functions can appear here as well, such as slide transitions, or if you later add in pictures and you want to change the brightness. If you don't need the column on the right, closing it reduces clutter and provides a little more working space. I do want to quickly add in, there's no need to go to File and Save consistently. Because you are working in your Google Drive, the slide presentation is being consistently saved for you each time you make a change. Look here, near the menu. Whenever I make a change, the presentation is automatically saving by itself. Now, let's jump up to the menu bar. There's too much to go over in a short introduction video, and most of it is self-explanatory. Under File, something I use frequently is in the Download drop-down menu. If you click on File, then drag the mouse over Download, an additional side menu will appear. You can download your presentation out of Google Slides in multiple ways. You can download the entire presentation as a PowerPoint or as a PDF. Or, and I do this all the time, you can download specific slides as pictures by selecting JPEG or PNG. This is a handy trick if you want to create your own social media picture post, a basic infographic, a flyer, or a YouTube thumbnail. Under Edit, you not only see some possible tasks, but also keyboard shortcuts to perform them. I often use the undo function. If I'm working and I'm messing around with a picture, maybe rotating it in a slide, but as I continue to rotate it, I realize I like it better how I had it a few rotations before. Rather than try to pivot it back to my preference position manually, I can use the shortcut. Hold down Command and press Z a few times to undo what I most recently did. Honestly, I never go to the menu bar to click on Edit. I just use keyboard shortcuts now. They're easy to memorize because you'll use them so frequently. View allows you to observe how your presentation would look full screen to whoever you present it to. Under View, you can also choose to select or deselect tools that can help you align components in your slide. By clicking on View and then hovering your mouse over Guides, a side menu will appear. These are options to help you align slide components. They can give you an imaginary line that won't be visible to viewers down the center of the slide, so you can better center components, or it can give you a horizontal line through the middle. From the menu bar, Insert may be the most fun and important when it comes to creating slides because you can add in various components. Let's take a look at some of the various components you can insert into a slide and what you can do after you insert them. The first item under Insert is Image. If you hover the mouse over Image, a side menu will appear with options for finding and adding in a picture. So if you have a picture you want to use saved somewhere on your computer, you can search your computer for it, or you can insert it from your Google Drive. Alternatively, you can also just drag and drop photos in. So if you have a folder open with a photo, or the photo is on your desktop, you can just drag and drop it directly onto the slide. Once you have an image in the slide, you can do many potential edits to it. You do want to make sure that you have the image selected. You know it is selected when it has a blue line and little blue squares around its perimeter. You can manipulate the size of the image by dragging the blue squares. Dragging in or pulling out the blue squares in the corners of the image will allow you to retain the dimensions while increasing or decreasing the image size. To easily crop the image, just double click on it. You will see a black line appear around the perimeter. To crop, just find one of the thicker black line segments in the corners or around the sides and drag them inward, cropping out what you do not want. If you right-click on the image, a menu will appear. From this menu, I frequently use order and rotation. Order is an important function because as you add more components to your slide, you may notice that recent components are on top of and cover other components. This happens because Google Slides works by stacking components based on when you insert them. So if you add 2 pictures to your slide and then you decide to add a third image, you will notice the third image may cover the top of the 2 initial images. To change this, you can change the order of a component by moving an item 1 step forward or backwards, or to the very front or back. Rotation allows you to quickly change the orientation of a picture. You can also manually pivot a picture using the blue dot located at the top of a selected image. You are able to give an image a border, select a specific color, and even change the thickness and type of border pattern. Lastly, when you select an image by clicking on it, you will see some changes in the menu bar items. One of the changes that appears is Format Options. This function will open up in the far right column and provide many potentials to further modify an image, such as changing a colored picture to black and white or adjusting the brightness. The second function is Textbox. This creates a box so you can add written text. You can initially create the size of a text box to fit a specific area, or you can easily change the size later. Once the text box is inserted, you can begin adding text into it and select the font and text size you like. You can bold, italicize, underline, change the text color, and highlight text in various colors. You can align the text to the left, center, or right of the text box. Additionally, you can create numbered or bulleted lists. Just like with images, selecting a text box by clicking on it creates a blue outline around the text box, allowing for changes in orientation, borders, and overall position in your slide. The third function is audio. This allows you to add a specific audio file to a slide. So if you have a short podcast or music sample, you can play it directly from the slide. What is great about Google Slides is how easy it is to insert items from Google Drive. Using Drive Space to store audio files is great, and then you can easily link to it in your slides. The fourth function is video. You can insert video directly into your slides either by using YouTube or Google Drive. If you want to add in a YouTube video, you can do so by either using the Google Slides YouTube video search, allowing you to search YouTube from your slides, or if you already have the video pulled up, by directly pasting in the URL link. Once the video is on your slide, you can resize it to fit accordingly. The fifth function is shape, where you can insert various pre-designed shapes, arrows, callouts, and equation symbols. You can then add text inside of them, adjust their borders, fill them with a color, and change their size and orientation. The sixth function is table. This allows you to create an Excel-like table on your slide. If you know the dimensions of your table, you can easily create up to a 20 by 20 table from the Edit drop-down menu. You can also easily add columns and rows to your table as needed by right-clicking on your table or by selecting your table and then clicking on Format from the menu. You can then adjust the various features of your table, such as color, borders, and cell size. The seventh function, and the last I will cover, is chart. If you have data organized in a spreadsheet like Google Sheets, you can use that data to propagate your charts. Alternatively, you can start with a chart and then adjust the information to reflect your data. This was meant to be a very short introduction to Google Slides, and hopefully enough to get you started. The best way to learn more is to simply play around with it. Remember, if you do something and regret doing it, all you need to do is simply click on Undo and then continue onward.